Hello, thank you for joining my channel. My name is David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Today I'm doing a reading for you entitled, What is he thinking about you now? What is he or she thinking about you now? A title I do every few weeks because people love it so much. Here we have 4 stacks of cards. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'd like you to pick a stack. It's a pick a card reading. 1, 2, 3 or 4. Use your intuition. Do you like the stones and crystals that lie there? The ceremonial witchcraft dagger? Which do you like? Which of the card stacks? 1, 2, 3 or 4. So if you've chosen 1 or 2, you can have more than one. We'll put the others over there for the moment. 2, 3 and 4 over there. And we'll take a look at number 1. Now this is a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next year or 10 years from now. It makes no difference whatsoever. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you found it today, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It may not all resonate with you, so take in what does and ignore what doesn't. And I'll tell you the good stuff at the end and the negative stuff first. At the end of the reading we do some oracle cards. At the end of each reading, see if they back up what I've told you, and then I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers. These lucky numbers could help you win the lottery, casinos, gambling, that sort of thing, but don't gamble irresponsibly, of course. So there'll be 6 magic lucky numbers at the end of this reading, as I do every time now. So, what is he thinking about you at this moment today? Or she? Let me tell you the bad stuff first, and then all the lovely surprises at the end, all the good stuff at the end. So stay with me. And first of all, we're picking up here that somebody, I hope it's not him, is not to be trusted. I think it's more likely to be linked to your career. Of course, a lot of you have lovers or friends around in your career, so it could be linked to him. But there's somebody around you, I believe, linked to your earthly life more than your love life, who you can't really trust. So watch out for that. I'm looking here 10 or 12 weeks ahead, so this could still be to happen. But it could happen tomorrow morning, of course. So watch out who you trust, number 1. You've chosen number 1. Sorry to call you number 1, but I don't know your first name. There are a few good things here, but very, very few bad things. In fact, I can't really see any negatives, which is throwing me. There's not really a lot of love coming through this reading, but that may be that you already know about it. The spirits tend to tell you stuff that you don't already know. So if your love life is on track, well, I think it is because it's such a good reading. But one of the things here that I don't like the look of is that somebody around you can't be trusted, and you've had this problem in the past, so you're used to it. You still have a defensive nature when it comes to trusting people, particularly around your earthly life. That's the way you earn your living, not necessarily your love life. Your earthly basics of your life. So I better tell you some positives, because there's 2 pregnancies in this reading. So somebody you know could be pregnant, or is it you, number 1? Are you pregnant? Well, you may be a bloke, but if you're a girl, are you pregnant? Anyway, there are also children in the reading. So some of you may have children, or you may be planning to, or perhaps this man that we're looking at, or lady, has children and they're sort of getting closer to you. The children in this reading, as with nearly every reading, are very positive. It's very rare you see readings where the children bring negativity. So let me tell you all the good stuff. Pregnancy, fertility, which means you and he are highly fertile, number 1. So if you're trying for a baby, you couldn't really pick a better time. If you're not, then you've got other things to consider, obviously. There also appears to be good news coming your way. I'm not sure what it's about, but it will be linked to this person we're looking at, he or she. What are they thinking about you now? I believe, number 1, that they're thinking of coming up with something very special for you soon. It could be an offer or an opportunity. It could be an engagement or a proposal. It's nothing negative. I don't think there's a breakup or anything like that coming through. But be careful who you trust. It could be the chap we're looking at or the girl we're looking at, but I really believe it's more likely to be on your earthly life, around your career side. This liaison, this romantic person of interest, we'll call them, is also linked in some way to financial improvement for you, which puzzles me, but that's what I've got. So maybe he is linked to your career. Maybe he's just wealthy and he's going to make you the same. But financial improvement is in this reading. Now, I know as we film today, we're in the COVID crisis, so lockdown. But this reading indicates movement, which can mean moving house. And you may be looking at this years from now. Moving house, it can mean moving for a holiday. It can mean moving your job, but it appears to be a two-person thing. So he or she and you may be moving together. I think you'll know what that means, number one. I believe that the movement will bring great happiness, so don't fear that either. I really can't find negatives in this reading, and I'm trying to, because I like you to know everything. So pregnancies, fertilities, house moves, anything to do with property is good. If you're selling a business or an office or a building, it's great timing. There are business opportunities for those of you in business linked to this person we're looking at. It's all linked to him or her. But what is he thinking about you now? I think this person is thinking good things about you, but I'm not really picking up lots of love. So you may not be soulmates. Not yet anyway. It could be that it's a new thing. But of course, some of you may have been married for 30 years. It's not always about new lovers. But the reading today for you, number one, indicates that you're going to be happy, contented, and loved. So I think the love thing, although it's not big in the reading, is going to get stronger, much stronger as the days pass by. And I want you to tell me below, because I'm pretty sure this is right for most of you. As I said before, it won't resonate with everybody, so take in what does and ignore what doesn't. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, well, consider doing so. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. You could help me do that. So, movement, pregnancies, maybe job offers, linked to this person, I believe maybe he is receiving a job offer soon, or he is considering altering his or her career path. Even that is positive. There's happiness in the reading. There is joy in the reading. It's a very, very bright, almost spring-like happiness about this reading, number one. I really love it. I wish they were all like this. The reading indicates to me, number one, that you're going to be rich. And that can mean, rarely means money, but it can mean money. But richness in any reading usually means richness in your heart, right in there where it counts. Richness, contentment, and happiness. So whatever this person is thinking about you now, it appears to be very positive. And I just can't see anything to fear at the moment. We'll check with the oracle cards in a moment. Don't forget your finances should improve. So let's take a look at the oracle cards to see if they back up what this main reading tells me. If you want a proper reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, go to my website. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there. And if I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. So my team are the elite. If they're not good, they don't get in my team. So if you want a proper reading with me, davidcharlespsychic.com. If you want to email me privately, you can do it on the website again, David Charles. And please subscribe and give me a like if you like it. And click the bell icon and all that usual stuff. So let's take a look at 4 of these oracle cards. This first one is an earth card. Need the glasses for this. The earth card, someone lying on their back, I think, taking photographs of the trees in the forest. This card says to you, number one, time in nature will help you find the answer to your problem. So if you have a problem and you're allowed out with this lockdown going on, get outside in nature, go to the woods, the park, the beach if you've got one locally, and get some time in nature. That's what the reading is saying to you, and I think it will probably mean that you are a lover of nature. That's why it's encouraging you. And maybe you're being stuck indoors too long, but get out in nature and it will help you to find the answers to your problems. But I don't really see any problems, apart from the fact that somebody here is not to be trusted, somebody near you, somebody coming to you soon, if not already. Let's try the second one. It's an air card. Remember those dandelions where you blow them? He loves me not. He loves me, he loves me not. I always get he loves me not, but then I'm not into men. So it could be she loves me not. Anyway, let's see it. It says have hope, You have the power to make that change. Now make it. Are you thinking of making a change? Number one. Have hope. You have the power to make that change. Now make it. So, very interesting. Getting outdoors to solve your problems. Making the change. There's not much to change in this reading. The person we're looking at, what is he thinking about you now? He's thinking good things about you. I think he's very, very close to you. And I think he's getting closer. It could be a she, of course. It's he or she. Let's try the next one. It's an earth card again. This looks like some kind of deep sea cavern there, or cave. Or deep sea, well, sea anyway. This one says, number one, drop your mask and trust what happens will help you move forward. So if you're wearing a mask, not a COVID mask, of course, a mask that's disguising the real you, then drop the mask, drop the act, trust what happens will help you to move forward. It appears to me that you're being maybe a bit secretive and not letting the real you shine through, which is a shame, because you have lots of qualities, number one. And I say that to everybody, but it's true. You have lots of qualities. You're special, and so is everybody else. But drop your mask, trust what happens will help you to move forward. It tells me that you're hesitant about something, and you may be hesitant about moving forward, possibly because of what I mentioned, that somebody around you is not to be trusted. I do hope that that is not your love app, but it could be. As I said, you've been let down before as well. So, maybe you need a reading with me on the phone. Let's try the fourth one. Excuse me, losing my voice. An earth card. I love this one. It's Springtime Blossom, I believe. Love that photograph. Now then, this one says, the harder you climb, the better the view at the end. Your reward is coming. So if it's been hard and you're making all these efforts and climbing, not literally, metaphorically of course, the harder you climb, the better the view at the end. It's worth it, and that means it's whatever you climb to do or you're fighting for, it will be worth it at the end. Your reward is coming, okay? So, I think, number one, you've got financial improvement. You could be pregnant, or someone very close to you could be pregnant. And there are two messages about that, so it's quite strong. Anything to do with children is wonderful. Anything to do with moving is wonderful. I think the man or lady is thinking about you, and they're planning something. They're planning something special. It could be a surprise, so don't mention it, because you may spoil the surprise. Expect something from them. Something significant, something nice. It's not a nasty thing or anything to worry about. Something good is coming. And now I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers, magic numbers that were chosen by me with the help of my spirit guides before I started filming all this. You can use 1 or 2 of these numbers. You could use all 6 of them. If you're gambling though, please gamble responsibly. Don't get going over the top, or you'll get both of us into trouble. So, do I need glasses for that? Yeah. Your first number, number 1, is number 9. You may want to write this down. These numbers may be familiar. They could be birthdays or wedding days or places you've lived at, addresses. So number 9, then 13, 16, 17, 23 and 49. You can use a couple of these numbers, 2 or 3. You can use all 6 of them in your gambling or casinos or lottery. As I repeat, don't go over the top. I've given you one more time. Number 9, 13, 16, 17, 23 and 49. So you could hit the jackpot with these numbers. Trust me, they've been proven to work many times before in the past. So lucky numbers picked by myself and spirit guides, particularly for you who chose number 1 today. You can find this reading anytime. It could be today or 10 years from today. You'll find this reading when you're meant to. So there will be messages in here for you somewhere. You can pick more than 1 stack as well. Please comment below, because I always answer my comments and it's lovely to hear the comments. Please give me a like and subscribe. Help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. What else is there? Share me on Facebook with your friends. And all the usual stuff that everyone tells you that I always forget half of it. So Thank you so much for watching. Remember, number one, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. Let's take a look. This is called What Is He Thinking About You Now? I do this reading every 2 or 3 weeks because it's so popular. We need to keep our eye on the situation for you. So it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, 10 years from now, or 6 months from now. It makes no difference when you find this reading. You'll find this reading when you're meant to find it. So your spirit guides will guide you to find it when it's time. If you chose this reading today, number 2, and you pick these cards, there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere. It may not all resonate with you, but take in what does and ignore what doesn't. So we're going to do 6. At the end of this, I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers that could help you win big time, the jackpot. But you must gamble sensibly if you're gambling. We do some oracle cards at the end to see if they back up the main reading. And now we're going to find out what's he thinking at the moment about you. And I'm going to tell you the negatives first, number 2, and then finish with all the lovely stuff, the surprises at the end. So stay with me, and for your lucky numbers, because they could change your life big time. Big time? An awful saying. They could change your life for the better. At the moment, I see the negatives here about what he thinks about you, or she, he or she. There's confusion. So I think the 2 of you may be at cross purposes. I think you're getting the wrong end of the stick, or he or she is. There's confusion in your communication. It's not bad, you'll sort it out, but at the moment, expect the unexpected. I think some of you are having to try and work out some almost coded messages that come from him or her. And I think some of you, number 2, are having to share this person with someone else. Not all of you, but you may be in a romantic situation that has more than 2 people in it. This can mean another woman or another man, of course, and it can sometimes mean you're sharing him with his mother or your potential mother-in-law. So it's not always another woman as in a betrayal sort of thing. It can be that you're sharing him with his mates down the pub. But it appeals to me that you're sharing him, and what he thinks about you now, with the title of the reading, is, I think he's got confused, and you both have a bit. And I can't really put a finger on why. It seems that your communication is not what it should be, and I'm pretty sure, number 2, that you'll know what I mean by that. Anyway, let's tell you some other things. I think some of you are embarking on something brand new. Not all of you. You may be married for 30 years, but some of you are embarking on a new romance. Brand new. And I think it's exciting, a bit like when you're a teenager and you fall in love. It's very exciting for you, and things are coming soon. And I think this romance, for some of you, is going to change your life completely. And I think that is what he's thinking also. When he gets the right message and stops getting the wrong end of the stick, or both of you are, you'll begin to start a journey into something very special. And if you've been with each other 10 years or 20 years, you can still start again like new. You can rekindle an existing love affair or romance or friendship. But there is confusion, and I think that if you're sharing this person, the positives now, you will find that you will be the victor. So if you're sharing him or competing for his attention, you'll be the one that wins. It could be another woman. Hope it isn't for you. As I said, it could be your mother-in-law, it could be anybody, but you seem to be sharing this person. Maybe he's playing golf too much or something like that. Or maybe he works too much, and some girls don't like that, some blokes don't like that, but he's working for the right reasons. It appears to me, number 2, that you're surrounded by spirits at the moment, particularly one spirit lady who's with you right now as we speak. This comes up in lots of readings. So wherever you are, number 2, you could be at work or parked in the car having a sandwich or on the beach. You could be taking a bath, but there's a spirit lady with you now, a lady in spirit with you who is watching you, looking after you and guiding you. That's why they're called guides, of course. I think you also have a spiritual lady on this side of life who's almost like a spirit guide, but she's still with us on this side. And she also may be linked to psychic activity. So it appears to me, number 2, that you're very into this kind of thing. And some of you are very psychic yourselves. But of course, it's hard to do a reading for yourself. And if you want a proper reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there. And if I'm not free, one of my team will help you that work for me, and I only employ the best. So if they're in my team, they're good, or they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. I believe that once you sort out the confusion, if you're competing for this man's affection, or this lady's, you will be the winner, number 2. You will win. So keep at it, keep at it. I think this person is considering either a brand new start with you to something you've known for a while, or it's a brand new lover. That's what I'm picking up. New things, exciting things. It comes up in lots of readings, but there may be a child around as well. There could be more than one, but I'm picking up at least one child. So if you're not having a child yet, then I'm pretty sure you're going to, probably sooner rather than later. For most of you, I believe, not all of you, but for most of you, I think it's a little girl. Bear that in mind. Or, of course, it may be that you have a child in spirit. You may have lost one or terminated one at some point in the past. So if you're sharing this man or lady, you will win. You'll be the only one in the end, and that's good. Your spirit guides are highly active, so they're watching you for a reason. They must be concerned about the steps you're taking next, about the route that you're following. But expect new things. Expect to become the victor. If you want this man or lady, then you will get them. You will win. They're thinking about you, and what they think about you is good. That's 2 on the trot, because number 1 was pretty similar. Sometimes you get readings where they're thinking not very good things. So you're going to win this person if you want them. Make sure it's what you really want. Remember, be careful what you wish for. So before I give you your magic numbers, I want to check out this reading with the oracle cards and see if they back up what I've picked up for you today. Because I can see here that the future for you, number 2, is really, really bright. And it happened with number 1, so it's good today. And I love it when that happens. You don't want to be doing negative readings, but if they're negative, I will tell you that. But for me, the way I'm feeling now about this today, I feel that your future is bright, and they're the messages for me at the moment from your spirit guides and from my spirit guides. So your angels are watching you. Let's try the oracle cards. We use 4 of these, then the magic numbers, so don't go away without them. The first card is an air card. See if it backs up what I've told you. This looks like a scene from the cockpit of a plane. Or is it from a drone? Nah, it's too high for a drone, isn't it? This one says you keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. A blessing in disguise. So it may be something turns up that you don't like, and it turns out to be a blessing in disguise. That may have happened already, number 2, but it's going to happen. Trust me, you heard it here first. David Charles Psychic. Keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive every day, so keep an open mind. Don't sort of judge things badly because they may be really good. Don't jump the gun, in other words. Let's try another one. Interesting, that. This one's an earth card. Macro photograph of a leaf. Looks a frosty day there. Trust your inner strength and reap the benefits. Trust your inner strength. So you have strength more probably than you realise, number 2, and reap the benefits. Another positive message there. This is a positive reading, as was number 1, I must say, today. This one's an air card for you. This is, looks like pink clouds. Pink clouds, or are they Photoshop pink clouds? Anyway, each thought, this is saying to you, number 2, each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. So keep your thoughts positive because they leave an echo. They go out to the universe and then they come back. as does karma, of course. What you send out, you get back. So every thought, you don't have to say it out loud, everything you think leaves an echo. Believe me, it's true. Keep your positive only from now on. So keep your thoughts positive, because it really is a positive reading, and I'm very chuffed with this reading today. As we say in England, by the way, I'm in North Devon, near the sea. Soon be getting dark. Beautiful North Devon in England, I should have mentioned earlier. Welcome to North Devon. One more oracle card. Let's have a look. This is an earth card. Looks like a tunnel of trees. You would expect to find fairies or leprechauns or pixies down there, wouldn't you? Look at that. This one says to you, the solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. Now this can mean you've got to forgive him or her, but it often means that you need to forgive yourself, number 2. So have you done something that you feel bad about? Because I don't think you have, but if you have, then forgive yourself. If he or she has, then bite the bullet and forgive them, because it's in you. Your spirit guides are behind all this. This is not just coincidence. This is saying to you, the solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. So there you have 4 brilliant cards, a brilliant message, and I think the person is thinking of you a lot more than you believe he is, and he may be just playing a bit hard to get. I think what you're getting from him or her is not the real feeling. I think you're picking up things confusing you, but really underneath it all, they're thinking about you and they're thinking good stuff, and they have plans, and if they don't have plans now, they're going to in the coming weeks. So wait and see. You heard it here first. Please subscribe. Help me get 1,000 subscribers. Give me a like if you like it. What else is there? Share me with your friends. Click the bell icon and you'll get notified every time I upload new videos, usually every few days. So now, number 2, I'm going to give you your lucky numbers. These are 6 magic numbers that could help you with lotteries, casinos, things like that where you're gambling, but don't overdo it, please. You'll get into trouble and you'll get me into trouble. So 6 lucky numbers, you can use a couple of them, you can use 3 of them, you can use all 6 if you want to do the lottery. And if you want to write these down, these could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. Let me know down below if you do. Be very interesting to know, because these numbers do work, believe me. Your first number is number 3, 22, 24, 27, 31 and 44. So, are they familiar? They could be wedding days, anniversaries, birthdays, addresses you've lived at, work check numbers. They may be familiar, they may not, but they are number 3, 22, 24, 27, 31 and 44. These numbers could change your life, but please gamble sensibly if you're gambling. So, thank you so much for watching number 2. It's been a pleasure talking to you from beautiful North Devon, and remember my motto, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every single one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one's for you, and this is called What Is He Thinking About You Now? A timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And you've chosen this reading today. You've chosen from all of these different cards and packs. So, number 3, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. Stick with me. At the end of the reading, we're going to do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides earlier today before I started filming this. These numbers could change your life, so stay with me. They're magic numbers for lotteries and that sort of thing. Gamble safely, of course. So, we're going to go through the cards now and the messages from spirit, and I'm going to tell you, number 3, the bad stuff, the negatives first, get them out of the way. And at the end, we do the positives, all the happy stuff, the surprises. What is he thinking about you now? Let's see if we can find some negatives. The negatives indicate that there's a woman around you who is nasty, spiteful, vindictive, and she comes up in lots of readings. This kind of person is around quite a lot of the time, unfortunately. So before we get to the good stuff, who could that be? Do you know? Number 3, who has got it in for you? You may not have met them yet, but they're predicted, so be careful with females. If you're a chap, it will be men. If you're a girl, it will be girls who could possibly be a little bit on the jealous side, let's put it that way, and I'm being generous. So watch out for somebody being spiteful to you. I'm picking up, number 3, that this could even be a case of bullying, and that is something that I really get mad about. But I don't want you to be bullied by anyone. It could be a woman, it could be your mother-in-law, it could be somebody at work, but they're linked to this person. Okay, what is he thinking about you, or she? It could be a man or a woman. They're linked to that, so there could be some spitefulness. There could be some jealousy ahead of you, so watch it, okay? I think you're actually playing, and the negatives here, you're playing the waiting game. You're waiting for this person to make a move or to come out with something that you're wanting him or her to come out with, to say something that you're waiting for. You're waiting, you're getting fed up with waiting, but you won't have to wait forever. Trust me, I'll tell you the positives at the end. I think number 3, that you're ignoring things that need dealing with, which is not good ever. So stop putting things off. That's the message. If something bad is sitting there for you to deal with and you think, oh dear, I don't want to do that, just do it and get out of the way. Otherwise it'll play on your mind and it'll worry you. I always say in these readings, you can put the gas bill on the mantelpiece and worry about it and it'll still be there 6 months later, so deal with it if you can. I think some of you, number 3, are stuck in a rut. I think you feel stuck. I think some of you feel imprisoned or trapped. So that means to me that some of you may be in romances that you're really wanting to get out of. But I'm not going to tell you to do that. That must be your choice, of course. But I think some of you feel like you're walking on treacle. You're taking 3 steps forward and 10 steps backwards, getting nowhere fast. You're surrounded by indecisiveness. You're being indecisive. This is not good, but there are positives to tell you in a moment. There are also signs, number 3, that some of you are not taking care of yourself. Are you smoking, maybe, some of you? Maybe you're having some Caribbean woodbines, or that's what we call cannabis in England sometimes. Or something like that. Maybe you're drinking too much. I'm only joking, of course. But if you are, the message from Spirit is to take it easy, look after yourself, make sure you're eating okay and sleeping okay and all that, and looking after yourself, because I think you're a bit fraught, some of you, with the worries about this person. What is he thinking? Let's tell you what he's thinking. Let's tell you the good stuff. I think your spirit guides, number 3, are asking you to take a chance. Now, this is a bit vague because only you will know what this means. Your spirit guides, and they're with you right now, want you to take a risk. Not to be reckless, but if you're thinking of this man or this lady and there's a decision to be made and you're hesitant, then the message for most of you is to go for it. Not all of you, but for most of you, the spirit guides are saying, take a leap of faith, but don't be daft and reckless. As depicted, of course, by the Fool card, standing on the edge of a cliff. The dog looks up thinking you must be mad. This is the Joker in an ordinary pack of cards, of course. And it's saying take a leap of faith, but look before you leap. Give it a chance. I think you're thinking about something, number 3, and you're thinking, I feel a bit trapped in this. I feel a bit stuck in a rut. Do I take a chance and risk losing more than you gain? The message I'm getting for most of you, not all of you, to get me out of trouble, of course, is take a chance. Take a risk, take a leap of faith, and I think you'll be okay. Now, there is a slight complication because some of you are seeing a person that you knew before, maybe years ago, and you're thinking about going backwards. Now, normally, the spirit world will say don't do that, but today they're not saying that. If you're falling for somebody that you knew years ago and it didn't work then, normally the spirits will say, well, it won't work now, but there could be a reason why it didn't work then. It could be someone from your past fell in love with you, you fell in love with them, but something stopped you getting together. Sometimes it's circumstances, distances maybe. Sometimes it's just not the right time and you lose each other and you spend years yearning for this person or thinking about them all the time, and what if? Well, now you may be contacted by this person from the past. If it hasn't happened yet, it's predicted, so they will be thinking about you. This person, for most of you it's a man of course, will be thinking about you, and I can tell you now, if you take a chance, give it a go, this could be a real, true, passionate love affair. And I think your luck is changing for the better. And that's depicted by the major arcana's Wheel of Fortune. But of course, no card means anything alone. It's depending on what surrounds it. And this card is surrounded by good stuff, because it's saying to me, you're trapped. You feel trapped, but you're not. It's just a feeling. You feel imprisoned. You're not. It's just your indecisiveness. You're ignoring things. And if you take that and move it forward, you'll enter the lucky period, take a risk, expect little hiccups here and there, but the positives are here. This person is thinking about you, and I think this person, I'm sticking my neck out here, I think this person is thinking about you with love, and love is the most powerful force in the universe. Don't ever think it isn't, because it is. This person is thinking of you, number 3, with love. It could be a man, it could be a girl. Whoever it is, love is in the air. Who sang that? It's a song, isn't it? So, you've got lucky stuff coming, your luck's changing for the better. If you make the move, that means a run of good fortune is predicted, but you can miss it. So don't call me and say, I missed that run of good luck. It's because you didn't take a chance. If you want a proper reading with me on the phone from anywhere on the planet, it's davidcharlespsychic.com. Go to my website, you can book me on there, davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm busy, you can't get me, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best, so they've got to be good to get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Of course, you can email me there or message me below, because it's nice to hear your message and your comments, and I answer every single one of them, always, without exception, at the moment. And subscribe please, and help me get 1,000 subscribers. We're getting close now, we're over 500, so it is a relatively new channel, but please subscribe, give me a like if you like it. We're going to do some more cards now, some oracle cards. Let's just sum this one up. Take care of yourself. Number 3, watch out for a dodgy woman. Could be a man if you're a chap, it could be a man. There's jealousy afoot. There's somebody around you who could be really quite nasty. There's somebody around you who could be a bully, and there could be more than one of them, so watch it. You tell me and I'll sort them out for you. Don't ignore things that need dealing with. Don't put things off if you can possibly help it. Sometimes I know you can't help it, but if you can deal with things, do. And then you'll free the chains that bind you, the imaginary chains that bind you. You'll enter a very lucky period when the spirits are saying to you, take a chance, have a go, take a leap of faith, but don't be reckless. And then wait, and you'll see, if you're patient, that things start to shine, things start to grow. This person is thinking about you, he or she is thinking really lovely things about you. There's no deceit in this reading, there's no nastiness, which you get in loads of readings, you get all that. There's no sign that he's being false or two-timing you. If he's got another woman, I think you already know, it could be a wife or something for some of you, but you know about it, it's not deceived, it's not hidden. So you've got some good stuff here. Let's see now if the oracle cards back up what I've said, and then I'm going to give you a magic number, so don't go away, because they could change your life for the better. So we do 4 oracle cards. Need some glasses for these. Let's see if they match up what I've told you. Sometimes they don't, but they usually do. The first one's an earth card. I always say that reminds me of Lake Louise in Canada, but maybe you'll tell me below where that really is. Down there, if you know. I'd love to know where it is. Your struggles, this is what it says to you, number 3. Your struggles will end when you start trying to be happier instead of trying to be right. So you may be judging things wrongly and thinking that you're always right. Instead, you need to try and be happy. So do what the reading says. Take a chance. You can't always be right. Nobody can, only me when I do his readings, of course. But you can't always be right. So your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy. Don't think you can always be right, number 3. It's a bit of a lecture there, isn't it? But that's what the oracle cards are saying. So give yourself a break. Try to be happy. Don't wait. Don't get stuck in a rut. Don't feel trapped. Move on. Let me know how you get on. It's important. Down there, below. Second card is a water card, depicted by a waterfall. What about that? That is time-lapse photography. Well, time-lapse, long exposure photography, I should say. This one says, number 3, your prayers are manifesting. You can't read it because it's white. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Follow your guidance. Follow this reading. Your prayers are manifesting. It's happening. It's not stuck like you think it is. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Guidance from your spirit guides, of course. Fantastic. Let's have another one. There's 4 of these. An air card. Well, we're on a mountain here above the clouds. Look at that. Good photography again. If you can see that there. This one says, number 3, distract yourself with a creative pursuit, and the inspiration you seek will find you. So do something different, do something creative, maybe take up art, photography maybe, look at that, or hiking or walking, but something creative, so more like art, isn't it, I suppose. Do something to distract yourself, creative. Learn a musical instrument perhaps, and the inspiration you seek will find you. Now, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you do, number 3. You'll think, I know exactly what that means. So, good. Some of you. One more card, then we do the lucky numbers. Don't go away. A fire card. Looks like it's on fire there. It's hot there, isn't it? Looks like the desert, the Sahara Desert or somewhere. This one is saying to you, number 3, let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of a new day. There you are. It's backing up what I told you. Let go of the past. Get out of this feeling of entrappedness. Take a chance. Embrace the light and joy of the new day. I think, number 3, this is a very interesting reading because it's complex, but there's nothing bad. This person, the question is, what is he thinking about you? I think the person, he or she, is either in love with you or they're falling in love with you. How romantic. I love romantic stories, and that's what I think this is. I really do. Let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested to know the answer to this. And if you know where that is, tell me, because I'd like to know where that is. I don't think I want to go there, though, do you? It's a bit bleak. Anyway, let's give you some lucky numbers. 6 lucky numbers. Now, these may be familiar. They could be old addresses you've lived at, work serial numbers, birthdays, wedding days, anniversaries, divorce days. These numbers could be relevant. If you want to get a pen, do so. If not, you can always watch this again. And I'll tell you your 6 lucky numbers. You can use 2 or 3 of them. You can use all 6. Your first one is number 5, 12, 17, 22, 25 and 30. From North Devon in England, these lucky numbers have been drawn by me this morning with my spirit guides. I've picked these for you because I think they'll be very helpful. They could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. Let me know below if you do. It's 5, tell you again, 5, 12, 17, 22, 25 and 30. They're your lucky numbers, number 3. If you're going to gamble, do it sensibly. Don't go mad. Don't go over the top. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed bringing that to you because it's very, very promising. And please let me know. Click a like if you like that. Subscribe to my channel. If you want me, of course, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. You can book a reading with me on there from anywhere in the world. And if I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will help you. And I only employ the best. So if they're in my team, they're good, or they wouldn't get in my team. And give me a like. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I upload new videos every few days usually. And it's been so lovely talking to you wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching. Remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every single one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. What is he thinking about you now? What is he thinking? What is she thinking about you? It could be a chap or a lady. What are they thinking about you today? A reading I do every few weeks because it's so popular and people ask me to do it all the time. So things can change and people's situations can change because the readings can help you make changes. So what we're going to do is tell you the negatives first, all the negative stuff, get them out of the way. What is he thinking about you now? Then we do all the lovely positives, or the surprises at the end. Then we do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides before I started filming today. So stay around for your 6 lucky numbers. They could help you win the jackpot. They could bring you luck. They could help you with all sorts of things. So let's start. Let's pick a card reading, and it's timeless, which means you can find it today, next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference when you find this reading. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you found this reading today, number 4, you chose this pack from all of this lot, so there will be a message in here for you somewhere, at least one. But it won't all resonate with you. Just take in what does, ignore what doesn't. Let's have a look. The negatives first indicate mainly stress. And it tells me that whatever this person is thinking about you, there seems to be stress around you that you could do with lowering, really. You're looking about 8 out of 10 for stress, and it's too high. You need to be about 5 out of 10. So your stress levels are high, your sleeping is not good, as depicted by this lovely card here, a sword card, which sometimes can be negative. And it depicts a person alone at night with their worries for company. So you're worrying about something, a lot of you, number 4, and I think a lot of it is unnecessary, but that's easy for me to say. Negatives here indicate stress and possibility that you're mixing with negative people. If you're mixing with negative people, they will bring you down and can make you a bit sad or depressed or negative yourself. This is not all about what is he thinking about you now, but I'm coming to that at the end with the positives. This reading, number 4, indicates a possible or the possibility of a loss, which can mean the two of you could lose each other. You could fall out of love, or you could fall out of friendship. You and this person could lose each other if you're not careful. I don't think there's deceit going on from him or her. I don't necessarily think they're doing anything that you're not already aware of. So some of you may be seeing a married man, for instance, or a married lady. But if that is the case, then you're well aware of that. I don't think they're hiding anything like that. You've got a friend who will guide you through this. She, if you're a girl, it's a she. If you're a man, it will be a bloke. So there's a man or a lady helping you, guiding you through this. They are not stern, but they're straight. They come straight to the point. They may be linked to your career or your earthly life. Your earthly life is the way you survive. It's not the love life or the money life. It's your earthly life, the down-to-earth stuff, often linked to your career. I think you're considering walking away from something, and you'll know what that is, number 4, I'm sure. Doesn't mean you'll do it, but you're thinking about it. Some of you have negative habits, maybe smoking or drinking, which came up, I think, in number 3's reading. If you have negative habits, the spirit world are quite demanding here. They're saying get rid of it. So if you've got negative habits, you've got to stamp them out as soon as possible. Otherwise they could get worse. But it could just be that you're thinking negatively, you're mixing with negative people, and you're allowing negativity to make you pessimistic about your future with this person. However, It's not all doom and gloom, but it's not all Romeo and Juliet either. The person that helps you through this, that you can talk to, is somebody you can trust. So listen to their opinion, because it doesn't seem as though the love is coming in that I would like to see for you, number 4. Not yet, but it's going to. So that's the negatives. Negative habits, you may be mixing with negative people, which you should try to avoid if you can. Stress levels are far too high. I think it may be linked to your romantic situation as well. Your sleeping patterns are all over the place. So you're sometimes going to bed too late, or you'll keep waking up in the night with just your worries for company. And you need to share them if you can with this person who you can talk to, who I keep mentioning. Now the man or lady I'm picking up, it could be a lady if you're looking at a lady, or it could be a man. For most of you it's a man. This person is quite successful. And when I say what are they thinking about you, I believe that they want to share their success with you. I'm not convinced that you're soulmates, but you may not be looking at this as a love thing. You may be looking at it as a friendship thing, or even a business thing. But the person I've got coming through is successful. They may not be millionaires, but they're successful. They're generally I should say, they're not doing too bad. Do you know who that is, number 4? You may need to wait for the oracle cards to back this up, but I think if you've chosen number 4, you could pick one of the other groups as well, because a lot of this is saying to me that you need to improve this romance. If it's a romance, you need to improve it. It is not saying that you can't. That's the positives. What I'm picking up here, number 4, is that you may need to work at your romance, if that's what it is with this man or lady. If not, then it should be okay, because you can really go for it in a more ambitious way if it's not a romance. In other words, if it's not a romance, you haven't got to be quite so sensitive about the things you say, because it's not a love thing. But for a lot of you, it is love things. A lot of you are thinking about walking away from it. As I mentioned, that doesn't mean that you will, and it certainly doesn't mean that you should. But I think you have some work to do with your romance, if it's a romance we're looking at. And your friend that helps you, I think, is caring, kind, but straight to the point. She won't give you any flannel, or he won't, but for most of you it's a girl. They're going to tell you like it is, but you can trust them. They won't let you down, but they'll see things about this romance, if it's a romance, that you won't see, or that you're avoiding seeing. You may be just looking at your romance through rose-coloured glasses. So listen to this friend, they're quite important, but there aren't 6 or 7 of these. There's just one real close person I'm picking up that you know for a fact you can trust her or him if you're a man. So I think the outcome of the reading for you, of this part of the reading, number 4, is that success is here, but you're really going to have to work harder at it. I don't see major arguments. I don't see that you're being deceived or two-timed. I think if the chap has got another woman or a wife, then you already know about it. It's not something they're hiding away. Of course, as I said, it could be a woman. If you're a man, you may be looking at a woman. If you're a woman, you may be looking at a woman. But you're thinking about giving this up, and I think you need to think carefully about it, because if you do that without due consideration, later on in life you may think, what if? Maybe I should have given it a bit more effort. So I'm not going to paint this as a rosy picture, because it isn't really rosy, but it also is not doom and gloom, because the message from Spirit is that you can put this right, but you may need to work harder at it. Please let me know in the comments below if I'm right about this. But I think the oracle cards will give us a lead to where you should go next. And I think if you're not careful, what concerns me is if you're not careful, that you and this person could lose each other. He could drift off, or she could drift off to someone else. Now, while there is a loss in the reading, that can mean, of course, you could lose your credit card, your phone, your valuables. So be careful with that. Don't get leaving things on the bus or something, or lending people money that you'll never see again. Let's just check 4 of these oracle cards, and then I'll give you your lucky numbers. These lucky numbers could change your life forever, and I really mean that. They've been proven to be successful so many times. But if you're gambling with these lucky numbers, please do it responsibly. Your first oracle card is a water card. And that, oh, a lovely picture. I think that's taken through a window. And I think they're maple leaves. So maybe it's Canada. The emblem of Canada. Missing out, this is what it says to you, number 4. Excuse me. Missing out on an opportunity, question mark. Open your eyes to the possibilities. It's exactly what I've been telling you. It's almost uncanny. Do you feel that you're missing out on opportunities? Maybe you're thinking of giving it all up. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So it's not all doom and gloom, number 4. Trust me, it's not all doom and gloom. I think you know what I mean. A lot of you will know what I mean. It won't apply to all of you. If it doesn't apply to you, pick one of my other stacks, 1, 2 or 3, and you may find it fits you better, but you can pick more than one stack. You can pick all of them if you want to. Let's do this. This is an earth card. Somebody looking at one of my crystals, I think, there. Nice picture. This one's saying to you, number 4, visualization, I can't speak today, will help you to heal. See your body bathed in a glow. This is a lovely card because it often says, well, it says to me that you can lie on the couch and imagine yourself bathed in a glow of light, sunlight, or a halo around you, around yourself, and allow your body to heal in the glow. Excuse me. Visualization will help you to heal. Visualize things healing, not your health. It doesn't mean your health. It means the healing of this liaison with this person of interest, which I think is a love thing for most of you. See your body bathed in a glow. You can feel it if you do it carefully. You can lie on the couch or on the bed. Don't go to sleep though, and imagine that you're being bathed in warm sunlight, maybe from the Mediterranean or somewhere like that, and you feel warm and safe, and your body will heal, and these problems will heal as well. You really can do that. Let's try another one, an earth card this time. This looks like footprints on the sand. Can you make that out there? Glad I'm not there. This one says to you, number 4, put your own needs first for a change, and things will become more clear or clearer. So that tells me that you often think about everyone else before yourself, number 4, and it's lovely to be able to do that, but there are times when you need to be a bit selfish. And so this card is saying to you, put your own needs first for a change, and things will become more clear. Surely that should say clearer. Anyway, more clear. Put your own needs first. Be a bit selfish, number 4. Stop with the negatives. If you're smoking or anything like that, knock it off. Get rid of it. If you're drinking too much, pack it in, okay? If you're mixing with negative people, lose them. Don't hurt them, but avoid them if you can. They don't mean it, but they can just be negative and it will bring you down. And I'm sure you know that. They can wear you out. They can take all your energy from you. It's like you're being drained like a car battery, going flat. So avoid negative people if you possibly can. Excuse me, I'll lose my voice today. So, put your own needs first for a change and things will become clearer. One more air card this time. There's somebody there on a lake. I think these must be Canadian because that looks like Canada as well. And his little outboard motor there. I hope it doesn't run out of petrol. This is saying to you, it is safe for you to stop comparing yourself to others. That tells me often that, number 4, that you may think that everyone's better than you or they're doing better than you, and they're not. You mustn't compare yourself to others. You're as good as anybody, so don't forget that. Remember, put your own needs first. It is safe for you to stop comparing yourself to others, to other people. Makes no difference. You are you. You are special. Remember, you are a child of the universe. So, I think this reading is saying, give it a go, keep working at it. If it's a romantic thing, it is not something you should give up lightly. If you're thinking of giving it up, you may do that, but I believe you should give it another go, otherwise you'll lose each other. And you may look back in years to come and think, what would have happened? Maybe we would have got married, maybe we would have had kids, Maybe you already have kids with this person, you're thinking of walking away. Let's do some lucky numbers. These are magic numbers, were selected by me with the help of my spirit guides before I started filming today in beautiful North Devon in England. Beautiful place if you want to come for a holiday. Most spectacular cliffs and seaside, and a lovely place to be. So I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. They may be familiar. There may be birthdays that you know, or addresses you've lived at, or car number plates, but they may be familiar. Maybe wedding dates or divorce dates. But these lucky numbers can change your life. But if you're gambling, please do it responsibly. Don't get yourself into trouble, or me as well. So number 4, these are your numbers now. I've given you, there's 6 of them. You may want to use a couple of them. You may want to use 3 or 4. You may want to use all of them on the lottery. And it depends, of course, when you find this reading, but they're relevant now. Okay, your first number is number 8. 11, 21, 28, 34, and 41. These numbers could help you hit the jackpot, but take it easy. I'll give you one more time. 8, 11, 21, 28, 31, and 41. If you're gambling, do it sensibly. Remember I said. I think you've got some good stuff here, number 4. It's not a lovey-dovey thing. You don't look like riding off into the sunset on a white horse, but it is workable, so try and get it together. If you want a proper reading with me about this, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. You can book me on there from anywhere in the world, and I'll read for you on the telephone. If you can't get me, if I'm busy, the team that work for me will help you, and they are the best. I only pick the best. If they're not good, they don't get in my team. It's as simple as that. So my team are the elite. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. You can email me there if you want to comment on this reading. But please comment below, down there. And I answer all my comments. You may notice I always answer my comments. And it's lovely to get your feedback. Please click like and subscribe and all the usual stuff. Click the icon, the bell icon, and you get notified every time I upload a new video. And share me with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. What else is there? I'll forget something, I know. But it's been so lovely reading for you. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll say goodbye now. And before I go, I'll tell you my motto, remember. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.